Today, I would like to share with you why you shouldn't make New Year's resolutions and why you should think about what you've learned in 2021 or the previous year and take that with you. And today, I'm going to share with you the 3 things that I learned that I know that will make an impact on your life. Hello, my name is Grace. I'm a life coach and I help others remember who they really are, and I use purpose, self-awareness, and astrology to help you in that remembrance. So let's get started. So the 3 things that I learned in 2021, and I'm going to go ahead and give you these 3 things that I learned, and then we can unfold through this live. The 3 things that I learned, instead of thinking about a resolution, I want to share with you the 3 things that I learned in 2021 that I believe that will help you in 2022. The first thing, and I have it written down, is the one that controls your emotions is your master. Do not let anyone's behavior change you. Number 2, the way you perceive reality is through your projection of reality. And number 3, it is put other people's baggage down. Those are the 3 things that I learned. So, why is it that you should not set resolutions every year? And this is what has come down to me. When you think of a resolution, this is what it means. A resolution is to make a firm decision or be determined to do something. Okay? Well, we already know that if you had the ability to do something, you would have done it already. Okay? And so what you are looking for, and when you are doing your resolution, you want to change and you want to make a transformation. But there are certain things that you must do in order for that to happen. Now, resolutions is probably one of the number one things that people do not follow. And some of those reasons could be because it's unattainable, you forget, and you're just lacking accountability in your life to actually follow through and honor your word. But I believe in order to make an impact and change in your life, in order to do something, here are 3 things that will bring change in your life. Number 1, it is change from implementation. And what that means is you are able to change because you are implementing a plan to change. So you could maybe get a life coach. You can have someone help you, like write down steps and goals to make it happen. Okay. And then number 2 is a change of circumstance. See, some of the resolutions that you make, it could be you want to go to the gym, or you want to change your diet, or you want to make more money, or you want to get into a relationship. But these type of resolutions are not going to follow through throughout the year. And what most people don't understand, the only thing that really changes your diet completely and makes you get in shape and do a whole life evolution on your life as far as like money and business and relationships is that a circumstance has to happen in order for you to change. So you could get sick. Okay, so if you get sick, if you get cancer or any type of disease, that's going to wake you up and be like, okay, I got to go to the gym. I got to change my diet. I have to do something different. I got to take my vitamins because of a circumstance. And even with making more money, there has to be a circumstance to make you want to make more money. Now, that's not for everyone, but that is a reason for having someone to change and really follow through on their New Year's resolutions. But the number one thing that I believe that will help everyone with changing and growing and becoming more in transformation, it is a mindset shift. See, there's a lot of information out here because we are in the information age, and especially being on social media, there is a lot of content and information. One person says this and there's another video of why you shouldn't do this. So you are looking for the information that will do a mindset shift for you. And I believe the three things that I learned this year are mindset shifts because I've actually already started implementing them in my life before 2022 happened. So you don't want to say, I want to change my diet in December and not wait until January. So that lets you know there's not a mindset shift because no change has happened. When you change your mindset, then the body will follow. And that's what you want in anything that you choose to do. First, your mindset has to change first in order for the action to take place. Now, I want to go back to the three things that I learned and I want to expound on those. So, the first thing, and let me tell you, y'all, these things have made an impact on my life because I've changed my behavior. I became more aware of my behavior. So when you come into your purpose, when you come into your calling, it is about self-awareness. It is about you being aware of yourself and how you handle situations in life, people, places, and things. You need to be aware of yourself. And the reason why you don't feel like you have any control over your life, or if you're not happy in your life, is because you're just not aware of yourself and you are allowing that circumstance or that person to make you feel something that you're truly not. And it's not that person or that thing's responsibility to make you feel anything. You choose that. But without self-awareness, you won't ever come to that realization of yourself. So the first thing that I learned was, do not allow others to control your emotions. And if they do control your emotions, then they are your master. And do not allow others' behavior to change who you are, because then they are your master. Because you're no longer you, you are them. So what does that mean? And I actually learned this from Mike Tyson. It was a video of Mike Tyson talking to this guy. And the guy was just like, yeah, if anybody do me wrong or cross me, I'm done. I'm done with them. Like, I can't handle betrayal. And like, they have to, I can't handle betrayal or anything like that. Or I'm just going to be done with them. And Mike Tyson was just like, well, you just allow their behavior to change who you are. What does it matter if they betray you? What does it matter if they hurt you? Don't allow people's actions to change your actions, because then therefore they are the master of you. You are no longer the master of yourself. So I had to take a few steps back when I watched that and realize that one of my traits that I'm comfortable with is that I can be petty. I'm petty. When someone does something to me, I get petty or I close off. I shut down. And so what I allow that person to do is to control my behavior. So just because you are a shitty person, just because you are a closed off person, it doesn't mean I need to mirror your behavior. I need to be the example of how a person should be when they get betrayed, or when a person hurts you, or when a person disrespects you. You don't want to go to their level. You want to rise above that. Because if you go to their level or below, then they control you and you no longer have control over your behavior and your emotions. And I just did not like the way that set with me, that if somebody treated me in a way that I didn't like, I didn't have the ability to choose love. I didn't have the ability to raise my vibration. I was going to mirror them. Like, I'm like, you know what? I don't fuck with that person because of who they are. Why are you changing who you are because of how they are? Then you're no better than they are. You're just as closed off. You're just as, I won't use shitty, but you're just like them. The people that you judge, that you push away from, you're doing that because you're just like them, and that's a part of yourself that you don't want to face. And I realized that I ran a lot away from uncomfortable situations because people made me face myself. People made me get to a point where, okay, am I going to choose love or I'm going to choose hate? And we see this a lot in our society, especially with racism and any isms or prejudice. Instead of us rising above that and choosing love, because we are love, because we are God, we want to lower our frequency to meet them at their level. And no change is ever going to come if you continue to do that. Like, just because someone does something doesn't mean you have to follow suit. And so the second thing that I learned is, and this is something that I've been evolving in for a few years now, and that is the way you perceive your reality is through your projection of it. Okay? So I gotta take a sip. I gotta take a sip. So the way you perceive your reality, it is through your projection. Okay? So first and foremost, you must understand that you are living in your mind. You are experiencing your mind. There is nothing that you can see beyond of what your mind will allow you to. So, what does it mean that you are perceiving your reality through what you are projecting? Well, first, let's understand what the word projection means. Okay? And I wrote it down because I wanted to use the exact words. A projection is the attribution of one's own ideas, feelings, or attitudes to other people or to objects. Okay? So the key word is your own feelings, your own ideas, or attitude towards people, places, or things. That is how you live and perceive in your life. So everything that you are experiencing is projecting from you. Well, first and foremost, you need to understand that it's your mind that is being projected. And to understand the mind, this is why you must understand your astrological program, your astrological birth chart, because it is the blueprint of your mind. It is the reasoning and everything as to why you are here. Because all 10 planets and 12 zodiac signs and houses are components of your life that is projecting out. So you can only see life in the way that your astrological program will allow you to. So you can say, well, it's the government, it's this. Well, no, because the government, your parents, is a part of your program. So you must understand your program to see what you are projecting out and what you are seeing. So the people in your life, you're not seeing them for who they are. You are seeing them for who you are. You cannot see beyond your own mind, your own projection. It's pointed out to you. So you could be, and again, it goes back to the first one, to where you are allowing people to control your emotions and behavior. But it's all about your astrological program and what you are allowing people to do to you and how you experience it. I can't really see my screen. I think it's my phone might be over here. I don't know, y'all. Hold on for just. There you go. Make sure y'all can see me. Okay? So when you are in your relationships with another and they trigger you, it is not them that you are experiencing in that relationship. It is yourself that you are experiencing in that relationship. And I learned that even as a parent, I project what I want on my son based on what I want for myself. So I'll be like, okay, for my son, I want him to know how to communicate. I want him to be kind. I want him to be true to himself and, and just have beautiful relationships. Well, how do I know that that is a part of his program? How do I know that's a part of his purpose and his evolution in life? Because it's not, it's a part of mine. And even in my loving, intimate relationships, like my triggers show up in my relationship. So anytime my husband does something, it is not him I'm experiencing. It is my triggers that I'm experiencing. So in order for you to be able to experience the people for who they are, you must try to find a way to understand where they're coming from. Move your ego down to be able to hear and connect with their source. To hear them. That's the only way you'll be able to do that, because you live through your source. Your source is guiding you. And so you decide who you want to be at all times, because if you don't, then you not being aware of what you are projecting out. I choose to project out happiness, understanding, love, clarity. That's what I choose to project out. So that's the only thing that I can see in you is that. But as you look at a person and you judge them, you're not judging them, you're judging yourself. And they are just the mirror of what you are judging. So then, but get this, because you are only perceiving and living in your projection, but the people in your life is a reflection of you. So that's where that statement comes from. Like, hey, reflection, you are my reflection. Because, again, you are living in your mind and you can only perceive things that your mind will allow. So that person is a reflection of your mind. So you can sit here all day and judge somebody, like close people off, or whatever it is that you do with your relationships. But what you are showing yourself is how you feel about yourself. Like, I'm not confident. I'm not loving enough or sure to be able to handle this situation. And this is what this person is showing you. But when adversity comes through relationships, because they do, that's what relationships are here to show you, is yourself. You can decide who you want to be. But you have to remember, in all of your relationships, they are showing you back to you. So the last one is, this was the last thing that I learned, and it is put other people's baggage down. And I actually found this from one of my IG friends. She had did a video about people's baggage. And when I watched that video, I even shared it on my story. I need to get some water, y'all. My throat dry. And when she shared it, it hit my heart. And all of these things that I'm talking about today are things that have hit my heart and has created action. It's one thing to just learn things, but there's so many. Think about all the things that you've learned that did not make an impact on your life, that did not create a result in your life. And these are the things that you want to take with you in 2022, or the mindset in 2022. Is this information going to make an impact, going to create some form of action in my life to bring about change and growth and evolution? Because if it's not, it's just information. Just like a computer, just information. So the last one is put other people's baggage down. And this was a big one for me, because I think that we have been programmed to believe that if we care more for the other person, then that's a good thing. If you see somebody struggling, you help them, or put yourself out there to be helpful to others. But what you have done, you have picked up someone else's bags. Okay? First of all, did they even ask you to help them with their bags? That's the first thing. Did they even ask you, I need help, can you help me? Okay? But then number two, even if they did ask you, how much of their bags are you carrying versus what they're carrying? Are you carrying more of their bags than what they're carrying? Because when that happens, when you find yourself doing more of their workload, you're going to start becoming resentful. Or people are going to take advantage of you because, hey, if you want to carry all the bags, go ahead. But then you're going to get in your feelings when in reality it was you that did that to you in the first place. Nobody told you to do that. And so what does it look like to carry other people's baggage? For me, it was when people show some type of emotion, or they get emotional or something. And I always found where I need to go to that person and be like, hey, I see that you feel a certain way. Let's talk about it. But I realized, like, you know what? Put that bag down, because that's them dealing with their emotions. If they want to incorporate you and get some resolution with how they're feeling and their triggers, then that's when you can open yourself. But if they did not come to you to want to talk to you and bring some type of resolution, then you need to mind your own business. You need to go this way, because that is their responsibility to handle their emotions and their triggers and decide if they want to grow in this situation. If they don't want to do that, then you're just forcing them to grow. So you gotta let it go. So that was something big for me. And then when you are carrying other people's bags and their baggage, for me, what it was that I want to help, but then I realized that the way that I help is connected to my self-worth. So if I do a lot and I put myself out there a lot, then that will show how valuable and worthy I am. But what I didn't realize, that it was actually taking away my value. It was actually taking away my worth, because I'm doing too much and I'm not leaving room for source and inspiration to come in to bring so much more, because as a conscious being, we are limited to what we can and cannot do. But we also have this subconscious mind and our internal source that is unlimited. But when you put yourself so much in the way of that, or if you put yourself so much in the way of that other person, then you're not leaving space for something beautiful to, grow and to be created. And one of the things that has helped me realize that is that I'm creating a coaching program that will be coming out very soon. And I realized that a part of me felt self-conscious about it, because of what I felt my worth was. And if I do all of this and I do all of this work, then that will show everybody that I'm worthy of being a coach for them. But I realized that was really my insecurity doing too much. And I had to realize, girl, you got to put your own bags down. Like, I'm actually picking up more bags on myself and feeling overwhelmed, feeling undervalued with myself. But that was not anyone else's issue but mine. So I had to start looking at, okay, whose bag is that? Is that my bag or is that your bag? Okay, if this is my bag, do I need to empty out what's in this bag and put it away? Or is this a bag I need to carry because there's still some things I need to learn and grow from? But I realized at any point, there's no reason for me to hold anybody's baggage. It's absolutely not. This is my boundary. I'm here for you, but you need to be here for you first. See what you can do for yourself first. And if you need an additional perspective or additional assistance, then you can come to me. I'm here. But there's still a boundary that I have with how much I'm going to do. But this is something I had to tell myself, because I was hurting myself. Nobody wasn't hurting me, but I was hurting myself. So these were the 3 things that I learned in 2021. And I invite you, if you have not taken the time to sit down and think about the things that you've learned in 2021 that truly made an impact, that's what you need to do, is sit down. What actually did I learn in 2021 that made an impact on my life to take with me this year? Don't worry about trying to create something new. Okay? Allow the unfolding of your life to occur. And trust me, life is going to happen and things are going to come up. And that's an opportunity to learn if you choose to. And you want to get into situations that will help you shift your mindset. It is all about your mind. Because at the end of the day, that's where you are. It's in your mind. You can only see things that your mind will allow you to see. So start paying attention to what your mind is showing you. Start paying attention of the thoughts that are in your head. Start paying attention to when someone do something to you, or when you're around certain people, what are the thoughts that come into your head? What is your mind showing you about this person? Because just because your mind showed you this about this person, just because your mind is having you see life in the way that it sees it, does not make it true. So this is where the illusion comes from. Your mind will have you in an illusion, but you just need to be aware of your mind so that you can make a choice of what you choose to do. Because your mind is your mind. You can't take it away. But and it's not about changing who you are. It's about being aware of who you are. So when you start paying attention to how your mind is perceiving things, you can ask yourself, is this empowering me or is this taking my power away? Is this making me be big or is it shrinking me? Because your mind has that ability to do that if you choose to allow it to do that.